Hello and welcome to the first set of lectures for environmental biology. We're going to briefly go over some of the most important things that you'll need for this course, and then from there I'll give you the kind of executive summary, highlights reel, hitting the most important pieces of each of the different topics in each module. So for starters, I'm going to show you some pretty awesome things that you might not have ever thought about that are really part of the topics for this course, environmental biology. As you're watching this poor shrimp, what do you think's going on? Do you think this has an impact on our health? On the shrimp's health? In reality, what's happening here is that this shrimp is infected by a gigantic parasite called an isopod that you can see through its exoskeleton here, and it's actually a mated pair. So these two parasites are infecting the shrimp and reproducing every couple of weeks. They're by extracting the shrimp's hemolymph, or blood. So it's like a giant tick on the side of the shrimp. Now, that fun little parasitology fact isn't something that directly affects your health, but many other parasites do, and that will be something that we'll discuss as part of our health and disease sections of environmental biology. To learn a little bit about me, as I'll learn about you online through this class, I'm a bit of a science nerd and just a nerd in general, so you'll see some, GIFs and interesting references that you may or may not catch. That's fine. I live in a little hobbit hole. But on that note, though, science is a lot for me, so I'm definitely a science nerd, and I understand that you may not be. You're probably taking this course because maybe it sounds interesting and meets your science requirement as a major in something completely unrelated to biology. Most of your classmates are in the same boat, okay? So to think of me as your, concierge of science, connecting you with these great and relevant issues in our world and how you connect with our planet. When I also think about this course, I like to think about how I learn best, okay? So I'm a very visual person, so seeing, drawing things, reading is a big part of how I learn. But I'm like most people, I'm also very kinesthetic, which means learning by doing, hands-on, okay? And that's true for pretty much everybody, honestly. So one of the things that we'll be doing in this course is having a lot of opportunities for you to interact directly with the material and with your peers so that you're not just going through the material, but actually having a chance to discuss it and apply it and think deeper about the material that is relevant to your everyday life. What you'll actually need for this course is the textbook, which is Environmental Science for a Changing World. The 4th edition is what I have posted for this course. There are older editions available as well. You'll also need to be able to use Folio comfortably, of course, because this is fully online. So make sure that you are oriented to the course pretty quickly because you're going to need a lot of everything everywhere. We'll also be using a platform called Perusall. So it's a third-party but completely free platform that you'll be able to use to interact with the material and your peers in this course. So that's going to be one of the regular engagement assignments that you're going to be completing. Okay. All right. Of course, part of what you're bringing to this class is yourself. Several of the assignments have opportunities for you to dive into or express what you're most interested in when it comes to environmental biology. And when you're thinking about all of these topics and interacting with your peers, I expect you to do so in, an inquisitive and respectful fashion. Some of you may have very different worldviews and polarizingly opposite views on particular topics. You still need to be able to both communicate about those in a way that's productive to the conversation. For example, one of the things that I challenge you to do in the very first Perusall assignment, which those assignments are called Epic Environmental Encounters, by the way, since you're all encountering the topic several times. And I'm asking you to talk about AI and its impact on our learning. So for you, especially if you're in the arts or a writer, AI in general may be a very controversial topic for you. Whereas if you've only really used it in kind of more casual or searching formats, the AI may be your best friend. So keep that in mind with relatively simple topics like AI, as well as more complex ones like, say, social justice when it comes to healthcare. What to expect? I've already gone over a lot of this, really. The class is interactive, so expect to be thinking critically about the topics as well as learning the vocabulary and how different aspects of our environment are connected and what the details are there. There are group activities, but they're ones that you're completing by working as a group, not a group assignment that you're creating and having to turn in. Okay, so there is group work, but there is not group work. If that makes sense. Okay. When it comes to assignments that are graded, like your quizzes and exams in this course, make sure you are reviewing the learning objectives that are listed for each topic and thinking about the different stakeholders in each topic as you learn about it. Okay, because that's one of the things we're going to come back to a lot in this course, is stakeholders and different perspectives when it comes to environmental issues. I've got the details of this on the syllabus as well as posted on Folio, but there are kind of three big assignment types besides just general quizzes and exams. There are the epic environmental encounters. That's the perusal assignments that I've described before. They're very low stakes. They're graded on your effort, putting the time in to discuss and think about the topic. There are hot topics assignment, which are one of the transformed in-class activities that I have you complete. It's very driven by what topics you're going to be interested in. So you'll get to vote on which topic we discuss and submit articles for the class to read, and then work on those as a group. There are also the environmental engagements. Those are very independent assignments. It can be something like citizen science, where you're using iNaturalist to look at specimens and discover what species organisms in your environment are. It can also be movie reviews. Okay, so I'll post a whole list of relevant movies that you can watch and write up a review of. So some of those are things that you could also work on together, such as getting a group together to do a beach cleanup. But there are things that you can also do completely independent of one another. All right, so there are a couple of assignments to get you rolling, and you may or may not have already completed some of these. There's the orientation assignment, which is focused on the syllabus and making sure that you can find things on Folio. There's a pre-assessment, which is really a run-through of all of the course topics to see where you're at. Okay, so put your best effort in there so you know where you fit as far as, are you experienced with all these topics, or are they pretty unfamiliar? And we'll redo that at the end of the course as well. There are also discussion forums open, including the perusal assignment, so I'm treating those as kind of discussion forums as well. But there are basic Ask the Professor and troubleshooting ones on Folio too. Okay, so keep all of those resources in mind as you go through the course. This is a pretty quick-paced course, so especially if you are taking this in a mini-mester, keep that in mind. Look for help. Ask for help early rather than waiting until the night before an assignment is due to figure out where the resources are for it. All right, so hopefully that gets you off to a good start with this course. This was actually a relatively long intro commentary, so expect short videos as far as the lectures for this course. You're not going to have 45 minutes of me talking to you and staring at slides. I really want to focus on getting the key concepts across to y'all and giving you the opportunity to listen to what I call out as important alongside your more in-depth reading and reviewing of the slides and the textbook materials. So, see you around.